And also, there's enough people trying to sound smart on the internet. You don't need me to do that for you. Welcome back to another reaction video, aka Chase says weird things about songs he hears on the internet. I am grateful for your time as always. Thank you for being patient while I film and upload these. If I look exhausted, it's because I've been up early working so I can film this during lunch. And no, that is not meant to be a pity party. I love doing these, which is why I make time for them. I'm just saying I'm grateful because I know sometimes there's a longer gap between my reactions, sometimes a shorter gap. I don't have a schedule. I do them as and when I feel inspired, and I just always want it to be that way. Very excited because it's been a while since I've heard any new Jinjer, new to me at least, but this one is actually new. It's a song called Wallflower. It's come out very recently, at the time of this recording at least, and I believe it's off a brand new album called Wallflowers. Now I'm a bit out the loop with new releases, and be good to know what other tracks they've released from this that have videos that we can look at. I think someone mentioned a track called Vortex, so unless I've got that wrong. If not, let me know if it was great, and I'm sure it will be, and we'll probably look at it in the future. Jinjer's one of those bands that kind of reinvigorated my love in some way for heavier music, because they showed me a style of heavy I didn't know I needed, didn't know existed, and grateful for it. Don't know what I'm going to get, but I know it's going to be that signature sound, and I'm really excited to hear it. So without further ado, Jinjer, Wallflower. Let's see what you got. Okay, hang on a second. I know the music hasn't started yet. I don't want it to yet. I want to talk about something here, still to do with audio. There is a profession called a Foley artist. And it's interesting because their job is to recreate, re-record, dub over sounds and effects that you hear in movies, in series, in music videos in some instances. And while it is quite possible to form a lot of those sounds on set, you do have these specialists who work in studios. And I was privileged enough to study at a national broadcaster in South Africa where they had Foley studios. And you'd have like steps, and portions of them were metal and portions of them were concrete and some were wood, and different kinds of shoes. You had grass, you had gravel, bins, sheets of metal. And you used all of these things to recreate certain sounds that you wanted to dub over what you got in real life if it wasn't clear enough. And something about these footsteps seem really, really clear. Now, again, I wasn't there, so I'm not sure how they did it, but I'll take a stab and say that there might have been some Foley involved, because there's one scene in particular there, don't know who it is, that's running towards the camera. Looks like a girl running towards the camera. When you see that person at the back, you can hear very clear and delicate footsteps on the gravel, which get louder as they get closer, and that's normal. But the quality of them so far away makes me believe that that was done in post and after. Interesting world. If you ever are bored, go into YouTube and look at Foley artists and how they remake sounds. It's very cool. I wonder if that tempo is going to play a role. Oh, wow. Yep. Jinjer doing Jinjer things. Gotta say it. I like this a lot. I like the delicate start. I'm not sure if the tempo I mentioned earlier has anything to do with it. To be honest, it was too far away for me to remember. But what I love about Jinjer is, go on a bit of a rant here if you don't mind. There are bands that prioritize melody, and that's their pockets, their wheelhouse. They sit in that, they deliver it beautifully. And then there are bands that are technical treats. And Animals as Leaders comes to mind. Polyphia. It's not to say there isn't melody there, but there's a real level of technical ability. Now, there are bands like Jinjer who do both. And you can hear that kind of offbeat, jazzy vibe to the drums. You can hear the bass. The bass, for me, is the backbone of this. Such a beautiful, wondrous run and lick that he's playing there. It just sounds adventurous. I'm hoping these words make sense, but that does have a pattern I can kind of sit on and follow. And the drifting of those vocals so softly and delicately on top, I can follow that. The drums being quite jazzy, but off-placed, and different snare hits, time signatures, very precarious. Imagine a patternless, busy forest with a calm river running right through it. And that's what I like about Jinjer. I don't know where the song's going to go, if it's going to get heavier, I presume. But that's what I like about Jinjer, is they can do both, and they can write songs that are just beautifully listenable for the general public, and they can also be the musician's musician, the artist's artist. And I'm not sure if that's fully appreciated as much as it should be with them. Mega talent.
Your capsule is your fortress, where you can lick your wounds. Your people, avoiding people, and fall in love with solitude. They won't find me in my shop. The chances go to zero.
Hey, no. Oh, I love that shift in the melody. It went from being very dreamy and floaty with nice accents that threw your body off, but you could follow the vocals, you could follow the steadiness of the bass, into this sharp little piece. And actually, I stopped it just a little bit too soon. I did hear it though, so I'm going to say something that hopefully I'm not proven wrong in about 10 seconds, which seems to be the norm. That dun 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 dun. That sharp hit is not quite dead. There's a resonance to it that's beautiful. It sounded like on the second one they let it slide and go, and it's small attention to detail. Always listen with intent, listen actively, and you will find sounds you didn't know were there, and that'll give you a greater appreciation for the thought that went into music, the care that was taken when it was put together and presented to you.
The chances go to zero. I'm a guest in my own skin. I take it off and be myself. The outside is hostile, and the waves hit me hard. So I climb into my shell to.
That's very cool to see. I don't want to let it go anywhere else. I don't know where it's going. Beautiful voice. Incredible talent. Listen, I'm not going to go into time signatures and things like that. First of all, sometimes to deconstruct a song too much, it takes away from just the pure enjoyment of what music should be. I have been guilty of that. It's because I get excited. And also, there's enough people trying to sound smart on the internet. You don't need me to do that for you. I will tell you things that I think are important, that'll help, at least in my simple, humble opinion, might help you enjoy the listening experience more. That's what I'm trying to do. Love all of this. Love where this is going. Nice thing to see the close-up. Sometimes your eyes see something and then your ears make sense of it. And seeing him just kind of tapping and pulling. The nice thing about that is I don't think he plays with a pick too much. It's normally finger work, but even the clanging of that, not necessarily the sound of the fingers hitting the string like a pick would, gets you a bit of a click to it, especially on bass where it's a clean tone. But actually, when you're hitting down on it, sometimes you're hitting it and it's hitting some of those middle frets. You can hear that click too. When you're tapping and you're doing it like that, and you're kind of pulling and tapping, you lose a lot of the harshness of the start and end of the notes, and you just get the beauty of the middle, the peak of it. Like when a violin winds in and drifts off, there's a sharpness on either end. Great.
Waves hit me hard, so I climb into my shell to lick my wounds again. Silent and satisfied, misunderstood and proud. Biting our tongue in fear of saying something wrong.
Now, there's a common joke on this channel that we talk about structure, right? Let's talk about structure. How about we don't? Because as much as there's a plan, this is the difference. There are bands that have structures, and actually bands don't just do one thing. Sometimes it's dependent on the song, but there are songs with structures, let me say, and then there are songs with stories. And this feels like a song with a story, and the story dictates the aggression, the pace, the change in attitude musically. Good place to start, because I mean, there are singers that I think are fantastic, both male and female, and I think they're really, really good, but I think the public sometimes overrates some of them. I think they just so in love with the band and the music that they sometimes not so nicely fight against that. And then there are people like Tatiana, where it's pretty hard to argue against any of that, is it? She is a powerhouse, a beast, and exactly what the industry needs.
Our tongue in fear of saying something wrong. My circle of our friends is getting empty, it's getting empty, getting emptier. And I don't really wish for you.
Oh, yes, get in. Sorry, go back in. I was hoping it would get, I mean, it definitely has been building. It's been building in attitude. And I love that scream came out there. And then you went back to that really nice chug, that nice tight musicality of the guitar, the drums, the bass all working together to create what is, I think, is a Jinjer signature sound, because I haven't heard it anywhere else, if I'm honest with you. Awesome. Just absolutely awesome. I like it's been like music, the music's worked so well together, but all the instruments have been fairly independent for a lot of it. Now it feels like they're collecting, organizing, rallying.
Really wish for you. I gotta go home, my better is alone. This life is a lockdown. I gotta go home, my better is alone. That's what it's all about. I never asked to be here. I had enough from the beginning. Turning molehills into mountains. I feel the pressure building.
I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to go back. I'll let it play. I feel like it's in between two things, so we'll see where it goes. But here's the thing that I love about the guys behind the scenes, the producers, the guys who mix music, the guys who master music. They are the unsung heroes in a lot of cases. Of course, the bands, especially good ones, have a lot of input in that and make sure that their presence is felt, their direction is given. But this song went from feeling not far away, but further away, and just kind of floating in front of me, to now it feels really close and all around me. Like I can't escape it, not that I'd want to. And I think that is the beauty of playing with distance, spatial effects, compression, drive. They're special.
Should I just go on or jump over the wall and say hello to the sick, sick world? I gotta go home, my batteries are low. This life is a lockdown. I gotta go home, my batteries are low.
Listen to her vocals there. There's a layering. Not necessarily for, sometimes you do that for harmony, you pull it separately. Sometimes it's for amplification or fullness. Listen to how great that layering is. There's a purposeful intention to make it not perfect, to make it just 2 layers of vocals that you can hear it beautifully. It's not meant to be hidden. Wow. Oh. I always let the credits run with this kind of thing, because my God, if they went to the effort to produce something so visually fantastic, it's the least we could do, really. I know a lot of people cut stuff to make their videos a certain length. I'm not bothered. I like that a lot, man. I like that a whole lot. It's a fantastic song by a fantastic band at a time when, when lockdown happened and bands weren't able to tour, they all kind of retreated into digital spaces that didn't have the level of competency that the situation required. And how could they? The planning wasn't there. But I will say, I have this appreciation for music, new music now, more than I have maybe in the last little while, just because I know how difficult it's been to make over the last 2 years. And it's an incredible song. In fact, I'd go as far as to say it's right up there with one of my favorite Jinjer songs. I feel like there's a maturity to what they're doing. They feel like they're constantly challenging themselves, reaching for new musical goals, and they're reaching and they're grabbing hold. They're not missing a damn thing. I just think they're phenomenal, and I am eternally grateful to have new music. If I could say anything to them, it would simply be thank you for being so vulnerable in your music, so passionate about delivering it to everybody, and taking such great care of the visual and the story. I don't always catch obviously a lot of the words. I heard stuff like "This life is a lockdown." I always go back afterwards and read all the stuff, but that was a beautiful one to do today, and actually it's made me feel quite thoughtful. Just in general, nothing specific. But what a song and what a band. Again, thanks for your patience. I don't there's a lot of people out there who are trying to capitalize on like being first, and they want the video out immediately. And I've kind of gamified that in the past, I guess. And I have a lot of people telling me it's because I don't earn a living from this that I don't necessarily care. Well, those people are idiots. I've cared the same from when I could earn income as I do now. I just think that producing a better product is much more important than being first. I'd rather be last and better. And not to say that my videos are better, sure as hell not. There's lots of great stuff out there, and you guys know a lot of those people already. But I'd rather be last and better than what I would have been if I was first. And yeah, so, you know, I'm not really bothered about jumping on a trend when a song comes out. That's not in my interest. What isn't in my interest is doing them at a time that feels right for me, because I think then you'll get the best products. And for the people who stick around, for the new people who join, I am grateful for you. I always have been. I don't get time to respond to a lot of the comments. And in fact, I don't really live in listen, I see all the comments. I see all of them. I read most of them. I definitely don't read all of them. It's difficult, but I read most of them, and I respond to a couple here and there where I can. But please don't ever let that be thought that I don't see them. I do, and I'm grateful for all the suggestions and the support and things that you guys give me. It's fantastic. I'm trying to not live online that much, really. Kind of dip in and dip out every now and then. I think people get sucked into that world and they become a bit of a facade of who they really are. I'd rather be equally of a letdown online as I am in real life. That way there's no surprises, as opposed to some shining star that you see on the internet and then you meet me and you're like, I don't know about that one. Fantastic song. What a song. Let me know about the others. I'm super jacked about that, and I can't wait to hear more of this album. Until then, please be safe, be nice to each other, have a damn good day.